Hey cat, welcome to my channel. Today we are playing Lake of Voices. Previously, we had a very big decision to make of leaving someone behind that we just met, in which case whoever took him would have to go into the back and wouldn't be able to see the guide anymore, or leaving him behind and letting him die. So I chose to take him. And now Bimmy is going to be between the guide and Margaret, and then Margaret is going to be behind Bimmy and be way in the back, or I can't even see the guide anymore, and he's not there, but you know, I'll only be able to see his light, and that was a sacrifice we made to be good people. And yeah, let us continue the journey. And we got a hug from Margaret, so yeah, fun. Then she pulls away, turning around without seeing my reaction. The scent of lavender hangs in the air, though I can't tell whether from her hair or from her clothes.
Watch out for yourself too, not just for everyone else.
I will. I have to survive for the game to end well.
I will.
The guide's figure disappears, with only his lantern to lead the way. We must be his most infuriating group he's had to guide yet. Bimile and Margaret are finally forced to leave us behind and catch up with him. I watch them disappear into the fog, an odd feeling in the pit of my stomach. I cannot recall the last time I had difficulty seeing someone leave.
You should go after them.
I start. I almost forgot the man was there, standing next to me. Right next to me. Now, he looks at me with desperate eyes.
You don't need to do this.
What?
I'd rather know you returned to them safe, and that you all had a chance to make it back together. The way they acted, having to go on without you, no one would feel that way for me. I'm not worth it.
I don't know his name. I'm just going to call him Eeyore until they tell me his name.
That's not...
I stop, unable to say the last word. Can I claim that he's wrong? This is the one thing he has seemed sure of, and I do not know him. Empty platitudes may be worse than nothing at all. He smirks at my murmuring reply. I'm caught off guard by the change. With only that, it seems he's in his element.
It's true.
Okay, Eeyore, yes, it's true, but we don't know who you are. Doesn't mean we get to just abandon you. We didn't know who Margaret was either. And we didn't abandon her. He continues to grin. More so to himself than me.
You lot certainly made a scene, huh? That's nice. Being loved and all.
Well, we did go through some things on the bridge. He clarifies after I must have given an undesired reaction to the statement. I am so disconnected with myself. I am unsure. It surprises if surprise appears on my face or not, or if it was a lack of emotion that put him off.
I don't know exactly what kind of love it is you share, but there has to be a bond in that group of yours. I mean, especially with the long-haired one. You wouldn't look at anyone like that.
The long-haired one? That's real descriptive. All of them have long hair. He laughs and then speaks quietly.
It doesn't matter. I can still try for the other shore. Go.
I will stay. Say nothing. So, I want to choose I will stay. Because we already decided to save him. To save him? To save him. But really, after I make the decision to save him, I can make the decision to be like, nah, never mind. That's a lot of quick decision making for his life. I mean, we already decided to save him. It's just gonna make us look bad if we're like, go ahead.
I can still try for the other shore. Go.
My certainty shocks him. I can tell immediately he has returned to his meeker self. The man starts to speak again, but I interrupt.
We should start walking. That should be enough of a head start for them.
He hesitates a moment, but ultimately begins walking at my side. I'm relieved. I can never be quite sure what will come from this one. Yours like that sometimes. We move in silence. The man doesn't seem to want to speak anymore, but he keeps glaring at me as if expecting something. Somehow his odd behavior is comforting rather than disconcerting. Perhaps it's because he's more nervous about all this than I am. It's putting me at ease, making me feel more capable. I shouldn't allow myself to get comfortable, however. We're in a more dangerous position than ever. Oh, they're back.
Jump in the water. We have cookies and ice cream.
They had to up the ante after attacking us, okay? The whispering from the lake, so faint after Belmalay's close call, now surges forth. It grows night unbearable. The creatures teeming below the surface. I dare not speculate what has them so excited. Well, grows nigh. I was a little confused. Grows nigh, unable Okay, we're just gonna read that over because that sounded weird in my brain, and it is weird because it's not night, it's nigh. It grows nigh, unbearable. The creatures teeming below the surface. I dare not speculate what has them so excited. The fact that we are more vulnerable, less easier to pick out for num-nums.
Have you a name?
Eeyore, I've been calling him that. The man chuckles dryly.
Barely.
I don't really know what I am to take from that.
Well, I mean, the guide had no name, so I guess barely is better than that. I can just keep calling you Eeyore, that's fine too. This time his laughter is more of a bark, quickly out and swallowed back up. Then he frowns.
Lou. Only 2 letters. So barely.
Still a name.
I see.
Well,
What are you doing out here without the guide?
perhaps the question isn't appropriate to ask. After all, only the darkest of circumstances spurs someone to cross Sinlos. But this situation is very strange. I might even go so far as to say it's suspicious. I know that it's not fair, but I can't help it. Years spent anticipating danger have made me this way. Wary. That made me wary.
That's a good question. I'm not sure I know myself.
Lou, you're not helping anything. You're just making things more difficult. You gotta give me something. I saved you twice.
What does that mean?
For now.
Is that some sort of joke too? Or do you genuinely not remember how you arrived where you are?
No, it wasn't a joke. Or, well, there is a point to it all.
Did I change my mind? Then his voice, already by nature light and airy, drops to a whisper.
But I don't know why I even tried. You'd think that I'd be able to call a spade already, right?
See, I'm always not people being vague. Just, you don't need to be. You can just be, well, this happened because of this. You don't have to be like, well, I did this, and then of this, and then of that, and then just not answering the real question that you could simply just answer. He looks up. I guess the story wouldn't be as interesting if he did that. He looks up, noticing my gaze, still leveled at him. Then he shrugs.
I'd rather not talk about it.
Even if you say that, that is so much better than the vagueness. But what has become the normal? I don't fully understand in what he means, but I can at least guess that he's not very happy with himself at present. And like it or not, he won't be sharing his real reason with me.
What about you? What brings you out on this little adventure?
People. On the other side. People who need my help.
You have someone waiting on you? Then why are you risking yourself on me instead of worrying about what's going to happen to them?
I feel my brows furrow from my speck of alarm. Is that really what he took from this? I survey his face with a flick of my eye, but there is no mischievous gleam to his look. Now, he's serious. We hold eye contact for a moment until he yet again stares down at the ground.
Sorry. I didn't mean to be disrespectful. It just fell out somehow. I wasn't thinking.
You're important as well. Say nothing. I'm not really romancing him. Doesn't matter what I guess my relationship with other characters do matter. A bit. And I don't know how many people can survive. But I really want to get on good graces with the guide. I'm just not going to say nothing. Because that is... I'm aware that there are more survivors now. But ultimately, who needs to survive is Margaret, the guide, and me. Because I need the guide. And the guide doesn't like him. So I can't like him either. I refocus on the boards ahead of me, ups, not allowing the comment to make me second guess myself.
Honestly, I didn't mean it. I'm sorry.
It's fine.
The two simple words caused the uncertainty to fall from his face and the growing tension to dissipate. He too watches the guide's lantern floating ahead. For a time, there's relative peace in the silence between us. Then, Lou sighs heavily.
I never could have seen myself in a situation like this. It seems things really aren't over until they're over.
Did you think it was over?
I would assume so, yeah. In his situation. He doesn't answer immediately. When he does, the reply is accompanied by him grasping himself like he might fall apart if he lets go.
Yeah, I did.
I mean, generally when people are hunched over like that on a bridge of death, yeah, I would assume so. That would have been the normal outcome for his situation. Alone, lightless, shouldn't have asked. I shouldn't have asked. I must have let a frown slip through because Lou smiles a non-smile. He stretches his hands behind his neck and dives a little and gives a little chuckle.
Something really is wrong with me. Somehow, I feel lighter. I wonder who'll still be left standing when this is truly all over.
That is a good question, Lou. What?
Everyone will be.
No, they won't. Oh, Kika. That's not how this game works. I say it firmly to end the discussion, but Lou's expression grows grave and unusually sympathetic. Oh, he must know how it works.
You know that's not possible, don't you? Someone will go. You should focus on making sure it's someone else.
You don't seem to be concerned with self-preservation.
That came out more hostile than I had expected. He doesn't mind it.
True, but it's not the same for me.
I still don't know how I'm supposed to interact with a person like him. Making conversation is already not a strength I possess. Regardless, Lou, echoing that sentiment, was not something I had expected. The whispers from the dark, from the lake, the whispers from the lake, which had already grown now, speak faster and clearer. The individual words are almost audible. I'd likely be able to make them out if I knew the Nixie language. For a split second, I wish I did. The light in the distance, still drifting along in the same manner as it did when we first started walking, which I take to mean the path hasn't returned so far. The path hasn't turned so far. Hopefully, that means we are still on the right path. The light, it got brighter, but the light, it got brighter. It's strong enough that I have to glance away for a second, and the next time I look, the light has grown. The bridge is on fire? Oh, fantastic. Why is the bridge on fire? I grab Lou's arm without thinking. He standing there, stiff, staring at the glow, eyes dull.
We're going to run.
To hell with the guide's order. If we don't go now, we will never go anywhere again. Lou doesn't respond. I guess his arm, as I give his arm a small tug, and he appears to come to himself when he nods at me. I make the decision then that I won't let go of his arm. I don't know what will happen to him if I do. We take off, the heat growing with each step. The darkness of the bridge means the fire is spreading slowly, but it makes me question how it began in the first place. I hear there is no end to how wrong this place is. Yeah, like, what happened? Why is there a fire? I mean, what did you guys do ahead of us? It takes 20 paces before the air all around us ripples, then starts folding into itself. Thick smoke pours over us, stinging like scorpions at my eyes. The bridge is on fire. There we go. The bridge is on fire. Cool. I don't know why I'm so happy with that. Like, yes, it said it was on fire, and it's on fire. I cover my mouth with my free arm to keep breathing, and soon we're at the fire itself. The bridge lurches beneath us as if the beams supporting it are starting to give way to the thousands of flying sparks. Lou stumbles and pulls against me for support, but we keep our ground. I start pulling him through the blaze. Oh, Lou, can't you just run? We don't have time to gather our bearings. Who knows how long we have until the bridge collapses or is devoured by the flames. As we push through the fire, the smoke, Lou wheezing for breath beside me, figures emerge. Bimley and Margaret. I look at the two and the situation around them. baffled. None of the individual pieces make any sense until the reality of it hits me all of at once. The guide is gone. No, why is the guide gone? Do we get the guide back? Please tell me we get the guide back. Do I have to just start this over? Oh my. I guess we'll see what happens in the next episode if we get the guide back or not. I'm Tato Cat. If you haven't already, like, comment, subscribe. Have a wonderful morning, evening, afternoon.